So Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria has been announced as a title fight because Max has more than earned his shot at 145 after dismantling Justin Gaethje. He is now the BMF champion, but with that comes a couple concerns because I'm just going to throw this out there and we'll see how this turns out. Because we all know that there's curses in the MMA world. There's the Paulo Costa curse, where if Paulo Costa tends to fight on a card, the person always loses their title, but that got broken. There's the Chael Sonnen curse, but that did get broken when Chael picked Dustin Poirier for Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3. Then there's the Lucas Tracy curse, where a broken clock is right twice a day. You know? And I don't mean to say that by saying Lucas Tracy's a bad content creator. I actually have a lot of respect for what that guy does. But his picks, usually, it's like playing Russian roulette. He's not very... and they're just predictions. But and I do feel like the more opinionated you get behind the predictions, the more you better get ready to eat your words. So you should always assume that you're going to be wrong in the picks. But I honestly think that Ilia Topuria is really going to be tested this time around. It's a good first defense because he did knock out Volkanovski. Did the Islam Makhachev knockout affect Volkanovski going into that fight? Maybe. But I think he should be a heavy favorite against Max Holloway because he's beaten Volkanovski cleanly, finished him in the second round. Where I don't know how he stacks up against Max Holloway, excuse me. But this is leading into my point. Going back to the curses, Max Holloway is the BMF champion. There have been 3 BMF champions. Jorge Masvidal, Justin Gaethje, and now Max Holloway. Jorge Masvidal won the BMF title over Nate Diaz. And ever since then, that was the last fight in the UFC he ever won. He lost twice to Usman, to Colby Covington, and then to Burns. Called it a career. Justin Gaethje finished Dustin Poirier in the second round and overcame a loss that he took in the past, only to be upset by Max Holloway. I had Justin Gaethje winning that fight when the fight was announced. Like a lot of people, we were all justified in thinking Justin Gaethje was going to win that fight. Moving forward, Max Holloway has the belt. Now, is the BMF title cursed? I don't know. This title fight is going to prove that. I mean, it could just be chance, but let's say it proves it. Let's say the BMF title is cursed. What if Max loses to Topuria? Which I think is a possibility. I would have Topuria being a favorite in this because I know Topuria talks a lot and trolls a lot, and he's gone on a world tour with this belt, even though he hasn't, defended it yet. He's acting like some dominant champion, but he has the potential to be. He's had such a meteoric rise and such a dominant finish over Volkanovski that I feel he has the potential where if he doesn't overlook Max in his skill set, it should be a winnable fight for him. But do you think the BMF belt is going to, in the future, carry a cursed reputation where whoever gets it always has a downward spiral after their career? And I'm not wishing that on Max. That's the last thing I want. Max, honestly, the last person I ever want to see that happen to in the UFC. But if the BMF belt is cursed, we might be seeing a tragedy. But we'll see how this plays out. Peace out.